Good evening, Dr. Ankita Jain, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall we start with the session?
Yes, yes, please.
Ma'am. So every day brings some new experience with it. So a very good evening to all esteemed member of Team Research Foundation of India, our distinguished subject expert Dr. Ankita Jain, ma'am, all dear participants. I am Nikita Khandelwal, the program coordinator of the Faculty Development Program on Innovative Teaching and Learning Pedagogy on behalf of the Research Foundation of India. I warmly welcomes you all once again. This education journey has been made possible through the collaborative efforts with the Research Foundation of India in association with Bhagwan Parshuram Institute of Technology and with the generous sponsorship of JHERF, ARGA, Edu Academic Institute. And as you all know, today is the day third of our training faculty development program. So, without further delay, I am honored to invite the exceptional and highly esteemed Dr. Ankita Jain, ma'am. She is renowned for her precision and expertise in her area. But before we head towards the session, I would like to share the achievement journey of Dr. Ankita Jain, ma'am, with you all. Dr. Ankita Jain, ma'am, has been associated with Sri Vaishnav Institute of Management and Research Indore as Assistant Professor in Department of Management since 2017, prior to which ma'am has served in Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Indore. Ma'am has teaching experience of more than 7 years. She has completed her PhD from Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Indore, under the guidance of Dr. Anukul Manish Haide. Ma'am has been involved in teaching subjects like human resource management, principle and practices of management, entrepreneurship, business communication, human resource development, leadership skills and change management, human value and professional ethics, and other general management oriented subjects at undergraduate and postgraduate level. Recently, ma'am has completed annual 5-week faculty development program in Indian Institute of Management, Indore. One patent has been published in April 2022 on methods or model for solving the unemployment problem through digital business. Ma'am was invited for expert lectures at various places. Ma'am has coordinated and moderated various events in national and international events. Ma'am has been book editor in book Virtual Teaching in India during lockdown. Apart from that, 10 books are also under process. Nan had been attended various national and international conferences and presented more than 45 papers and more than 30 research paper, book chapters and case studies, also in international and national journals and conference proceedings too. Ma'am has also been attended various training sessions, workshops, faculty development program and lectures by Management Forum. Ma'am has completed various life projects and major research projects with students. In her job, she has been the part of institutional committee such as Research and Development Committee, Industry Institute Interface Committee, Admission Sale, Cultural and Literacy Committee, Admission Sale, Placement Cell, Management Game, and Extracurricular Activities Committee, and Photography Club member also. Ma'am has organized various cultural events including fashion shows, flash mobs at various places in Indore. She has been honored at Devi Ahilya Bai Holkar Airport, Indore by the authority for presenting flash mob on Republic Day and World Tourism Day. Also counseling the student for their career as well as for individual development. Ma'am has keen interest in research work and counseling to the student. She's a motivational speaker, career guide, and life coach by passion. In her certifications, it includes training and development, academic writing, literature research and reference management in academic writing, human resource development by Naptel Swam, enhancing soft skill and personality by Naptel Swam, and many more certifications are there included in this list. So now time doesn't allow us to recall about them all. So now I would request Dr. Ankita Jan ma'am to come and hold the footprints because participants are eagerly waiting to hear her. Ma'am, please welcome from on behalf of Research Foundation of India. Nikita ma'am, are you there?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're completely audible.
Okay, fine. So thank you so much, Nikita, ma'am, Team Research Foundation of India, and I also the associated member for this particular faculty development program, that is BPIT. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving me this opportunity, and Nikita, ma'am, for giving this introduction of mine. Thank you so much. So, as we already know that we are like you all are attending this faculty development program, come training program on innovative teaching and learning pedagogy, in which I am going to take lecture on innovative teaching practices only. So I am going to tell you that how we can do some innovation in our teaching and how different type of pedagogies can help us to teach in a better way. We all are teachers, and we are giving our best to the students and others as well, to whomsoever we are connected. So ultimately we all are teachers, so we don't think that who are in front of us, and we always try to give our gyan to everyone, and that is for somebody's benefit or somebody's in the favor of someone. So we always try to give something to others in return, in exchange of our ideas or opinions or anything you can say. So somehow we all are related to this teaching fraternity, where we are making students something good, and we try to give our best to provide them better opportunity for their future and their career. So in this particular event, in this particular program, you have heard about case study method for teaching. Also, you have studied or discussed about group discussion method as a new innovative teaching practice. Today, also you will be going to study or learn about experiential learning pedagogy and role play method of innovative teaching. Today, I am just going to, because my title on my topic is pitching innovative teaching different practices. So today I am going to discuss number of things about it. Uh, Somebody has written that I'm not audible. Am I not audible? Can anyone please confirm that am I not audible, or I'm good? Like you can listen to me.
No, you're pretty clear, ma'am. We can listen you.
Okay, so I think Ritika ma'am, you have written that I'm not audible. So just do one thing, just exit the meeting once and rejoin it. So maybe the network issue may be there from your side. Okay, so I'm starting my session. So I'll be sharing my slides with you all. Okay, so as I have told you, my title is pitching innovative teaching practices. So I am going to discuss all of those. So as teaching is a beautiful music, it's a kind of beautiful music where instructional methods, which the lectures and different methods of teaching are the instruments. But when they are played alone, they make just make sound. But whenever they are played together in a particular tune, in a rhythm, and with a feeling, and we give our best to do this, they become amazing music. So like this, the teaching has its own aura, its own potential, and everywhere. Without, like, teaching is everything. Without teaching, nobody can go for any kind of study. It may be homeschooling, it may be school, like proper college or schools learning or something. But yes, that is very much important. So the teachers play very important role in all this. So I'm going to discuss some different pedagogies, but yes, with some different innovations. I can say the pedagogies are the same, but yes, how we can make it different and how we can, present them or edit them, or we can represent those in front of the student in a different manner. So let me start from the first one, that is presentation. We give the presentation, but sometimes I see that there are so many faculties, they are just completing the quota of teaching, that they have to teach, this is the syllabus and we are going to present, and that's it. And again, There are some faculties, they just want that we should provide the notes, and the college is or school is giving them compulsion to to prepare the slides or presentations. So that is why they are making it and they are providing it to the students. But actually that is not their own content. I'm not saying that everyone does that. Some of us, I must say that. But you should always make sure, see, I do believe, I understand that we cannot create the new content, but yes, we can present that content with different, in a different way, that we can put our own creativity. If you are putting some definitions, if you are putting some concept, that cannot be changed, but yeah, the way of presentation can be changed, where the students can, uh, see see, as you know, that when we see something we can remind it. So you can make some charts, you can make some graphs, you can do something innovative, you can use audio visuals, you can use different sounds over there, you can come up with some sheets, you can come up with some exercises along with the presentation where they are getting involved and they are learning. Presentation is not only that ppt, it is about ppt, Microsoft presentation, it's not like that. You can use your chalk and duster for the same. You can use a pen and paper. You can use whiteboard or anything else. Smart boards can be used. So it's just like whatever the content you are giving, the presentations of something, it should be something creative. It should not be just like a document eh, kept in front of them. So basically, students are having so much creativity in themselves, but still, being a faculty is what else and what different we can provide. That is very much important. So always try to make your presentations creative, colorful. I'm not saying that multi-colorful means colorful means where they can find it attractive. It should not be just sometimes, I have seen, and because of the professionalism, some people says or some faculty says that whenever you are keeping a white background and just giving a very basic bullets and everything, that is enough, and that is why it should be it should look professional. But I do believe that yeah, nowadays the students of today's generation, they are more attractive with not the plain things, they are attractive towards something different. So use some basic colors, do it with creativity, customize your content according to them, not according to yourself, or you have pasted it from somewhere. Just use different ideas for presentation. Second one, if we talk about the group discussion, you have already heard about it this particular in the session only. So group discussions, I must say, should be there, but it should not be just on the titles or topics which we are having in our syllabus. Sometimes because we don't want to put more efforts, we don't want to go for any rigorous exercising or any kind of thing, we just put it like this, that take a title from your syllabus and we will discuss about it. If it is compulsory from the college, you there are so many of us that they who are not experimenting about all this. So don't think in that way. You can have group discussions in a different way. You can do some chit chat system where they can come up with the, you can get, you can put title in a bowl and you can ask them to pick up, give them 5 minutes to get prepared, and then ask them to make a group, or you can create the groups, and then you can discuss about it. Number two, in this, what I believe, that it should not be only from the syllabus. Sometimes they should get the chance to discuss on latest things, some live topics, the current news, the latest things which are happening. It may not be relevant with the subject. It may be kind of out of the syllabus, but yes, if they know about it, if they understand. So group discussion, not only, it is not group discussion not only for the increasing the knowledge, but basically the group discussion idea is about how they are discussing with each other, how they are putting up their points, how how they are taking the initiative to speak up, how they are good at stand up and everything. So basically The idea should be fulfilled. It is not only that if you are giving the syllabus subject topic, that is important, but whatever they can discuss on, this is how they can develop the habit of having the group discussions. Then later on you can take it from the live projects or basic thing, live topics, from the basic to the difficult, or you can create some different levels or something like that. You can have something like this where they can have the group discussions. Number 3, case studies. If we talk about the case studies, so we all know that almost every book is having some cases. We just go, take the printouts, or get it photocopied, share with the students, and then we discuss. Sometimes we ask the students to take the printouts and we ask them to discuss. Sometimes we do not do this. We just do what? Just go and do this exercise and put it in the copy, write it down, and submit the assignment. So it's just like if you just want to do the formality, it will work as a formality. In my classes, I always tell them what is case first of all. I tell them about the case studies. What are these? I have attended number of case study workshops where I was taught to to understand the type of case. I have created some cases on real companies and factories and industries, I must say. So in that case, the when we do the real work, we understand it. So I also tell that idea to the students, that how one case is developed. So when they understand that how the case is developed, what is case, which type of case is it is a historical case or it a different type of case. So basically, the case study is important, but case study is important when they understand and they give the answers. It's just not like that they should go for SWOT analysis. Sometimes we just give them a case. As I have told you, I always tell them what is the case. Then I also tell them what is the real right way to solve the case. What should be the steps? What steps should be taken care of when we are going to solve a case? How, or are they doing in a group, or they are doing it alone? So that also matters. So for this, you can give them some cases from the books of the subject related to the topic. But yes, also give them or ask them to come up with the current cases which are happening in the real life experiences, where they can understand, they can relate. Also suggest them some titles which are, recently happened, and they can connect that this has happened in this particular company. For an example, you can give the example of Vaiju for something. Like you can take any of the thing. What happened to the Vaiju and how it happened? What was the way they came out, or they are still struggling? Whatever. So you can take some this kind of examples, which about which they are well aware, right? Then when they understand, again, take them step by step. So now if they will understand this, then you can ask them to do some other cases. You can again make some groups where when they are working in a group, if you think that it is working nicely in the group, so it is always good to good to share the good cases, and they can solve in the group, and they can come up with the different ideas. So tell them how to solve it and what is the case. Next one is brainstorming. If we talk about the brainstorming, you understand that brainstorming is nothing. It's just like they are thinking about something, and rigorously, basically so deep they are going, and they are understanding it. So if we talk about the the brainstorming word is not only just thinking deeply about it, but always try to make them a think tank. Like the if we see the kids, the kids of 3, 4, 5, 6 years, or 7, 8 years, still 8 years, they are like, they ask question, why this? They always want to know, they are eager to know, they are eager to understand. So basically just tell them the situation, give them time to think about it, ask them to solve a problem, or ask them to take a decision or make a decision about something. And also tell them to give different ideas, how many as ideas they can provide, or how many ideas are possible to come out with some situation or something like this. You can give them a particular time of 15-20 minutes, half an hour. An activity can be taken like this, and then you have to give a situation to them, or I must say a particular scenario. You can give them a hypothetical something like vision of something, and then you can ask them for the possible solutions or something like this. So brainstorming, again, you can create or you can start in the classes. Homework, and I have written it is make it a habit. Means when students are there in the schools and everywhere, they are, good at doing this, but when they come to the college, it is in their mind that whenever we are going in the college, there are no books, there are no, there is no homework, teachers are not going to ask me anything. But I must say what I believe in: don't let this happen. Just make your classes like schools only. Give them more homework, they have to study by themselves. Give them ideas, or give them something unique which in the classes which they cannot get in the books. You can tell them that what they cannot get in the book, so you can tell them in the class, but later on give them some homework which they can do it by, means you can say pre-readings or post readings in the classes, so they which they have to study before coming to the class and after going. So just because your efforts would be increased, just don't think in this way. Let them do it. And yes, always keep a mark on it, that are they doing it or not. Ask them to bring copies for a subject, and notebook should be there, and they should note down what has been given. I'm not saying every day you should give homework. If you cannot give every, at least in a week it should be given to them. Stand and speak. Always give them opportunity to open up in front of everyone. If they will be like this, they will be better in the interviews and group discussions and whatever the kind of they are going to face in their lives. So it can be kind of extempore, where they are not getting any pre idea about something. But again, you can give them a title. You can make them prepare that tomorrow I'm going to do this and this, so they will be prepared for it. You can give them a title or any topic you can give, and you can ask them to give idea about something. For example, one more thing is there, that is, you can have some discussions in the class. You can make a class interactive. For example, if I'm asking for the quality of a manager, so there are 20 students, so I will ask them that you have to tell me about it, that what are the qualities of a good manager. They may say that this and that, but I ask them that I will ask from one corner to the another corner. Means every student has to give the answer. Without, if you are not going to answer, you are not going to get the attendance. They are already there in the class, they cannot get out of the class, so ultimately they have to answer, and the answer should not be repeated. So whenever some number one person is saying something, for example, there are 30 or 40 students in my class, so I should know that every student should answer a different way. They should tell me a different quality. So whenever they will start, somebody first person will start speaking, everybody has to listen because they cannot repeat. Secondly, also there is one more thing that they have to do, they have to listen to others at that time. Third thing, what would happen, that they have to listen as well as they have to think, that now if something was there in their mind, it was there in their mind, and somebody else already has taken or spoke about that, so now they have to think about something. So the thinking process is happening, brainstorming is happening. They are also having, this listening skills they are developing. They are also thinking about different qualities, so they are also learning. So ultimately, This is how you can do some discussions. In a stand and speak, you can again give them a title where they have to speak up, or you can ask them that please stand and speak about it. And always try to target different students. Sometimes we do a mistake that the students which who are regular, who are very good at us, who are giving us response, we ask them again and again, they always raise their hands and we ask them, okay, tell me, okay, tell me. But it should not be like this. You should uh, give it a random shot that, yeah, not today, you have to talk about it, you have to talk about it. So, or there is one more thing you can do. Before starting any of the topic, just take a general idea from them, that okay, now you tell me if you know about it, then I am going to tell you the what exactly it is. So this is how you can run your classes. Just a second. Okay. The next one is exercises. As I have told you that exercises are important. It can be in the form of homework. It can be a small cases. It can be any kind of activity or any kind of work, any presentation, anything which they are doing. So small things make great experiences. So the activities which, this kind of habit which which I was just discussing, this kind of activities can develop your class. The students interest can be developed more towards your subject. If you want your classes to be you want your classes to be more specific or interesting, so you should do all this. Because sometimes we are not, in a good mood, or we are not good about the subject. Sometimes the subjects are allotted by the college or seniors, and which we never taught, taught to the students. So sometimes we not do not take interest. But that is important, that you have to learn and you have to make others learn. So ultimately you can prepare some exercises for your subject. You have to make your classes more interesting by doing different activity. Now next, again, you can give them topics. You can ask them to do something in a team, in a group, and so that where they can develop and they can talk to each other, they can learn how to work in a team, how to deal with each others. Most of the time when we create the group, we make the uh, you know we make the students group or something. So they come with some, complaints that, ma'am, that person is not helping me, that person is not supporting, that person is not contributing. So I always say to the students, first of all, if somebody is not contributing, so whenever you are going to present the work, we will, being a faculty, being a teacher, we will understand that yes, that the person has not contributed. Number two, if somebody else is not contributing, so you should have this capability or skills to make others work. Try to convince and ask them to do it all together. Don't entertain such kind of things, because students makes excuses. Don't entertain that. So group tasks should be given to them. Next is live projects. Live projects, this is very much important, I would like to focus on it. Live projects are all about, you know because the name suggests the same thing, that live projects, it's a kind of research paper. You should make some groups of the students. You can allot some uh, titles. Again, it can be related to the subject, it cannot be related to the subject. But ultimately, why live projects? Let me tell you, number of you may be following all this. But live projects are kind of research paper, as I have told you, so you can ask them to do something extra. Because there are so many students who are not in taking part of any of the activities, extracurricular, co-curricular, or something like this. So in the class itself, if your subject allows it, just do one thing, just provide them a title, ask them to prepare a questionnaire, Ask them to do for a go for a data collection, preparing the Google form or something. Then you can tell them how to create the charts, how to develop some tables, then how to write the introduction, literature, everything. So somehow you have to put efforts, but yes, this live project will help them every time. Ask them to write this in their resumes and CVs, that they have completed this live project on this particular topic in so and so semester or time period, whatever they would like to mention, along and under the guidance of, like, your name can be mentioned, that under the guidance of Dr. So and so. So the reason of the live projects are not only that they are just doing it, they will learn so number of things, that how to develop the introduction, literature, tell them how to write the plagiarism free content, and then they will go for data collection, so they will again struggle for the same, they will do it together, they will, somehow they will learn number of things altogether: teamwork, convincing to the people, collecting the data, and how this methodology is going to work, everything. So life projects are very much important in their lives. This will ultimately not only it's not only the concern with your just subject, it is also concerned with number of things, like whenever they are mentioning it in their CVs. See, in a single college there are at least 60, 120, 180, 240, there are seats of some particular courses. But ultimately, if we think about it, out of so many of them, nobody is doing extra. If your class is doing it, those 60 students can be stand out, and then they students can write something extra in their CVs, because most of them are having what, 10, 12th, graduation, if they are doing PhD, PG, or if they are not doing PG, if they are in the they are undergrads. In that case, what will happen? They are not having anything to write. There are some students who are participating in the college activities, but not every one of them. So that is why this live project which they have done, it will create a difference. Because if we talk about the interviews, you must be knowing that somebody who is going for an interview means the interview is asked about the whatever they have written in their CV, and whatever they are speaking, the next question come out of that. So that is why somehow they will ask about that this is something different which I can see in the student's profile, and what exactly it is they would like to know. And if this excuse me, if the students have, if they have done something by themselves, means a live project or something, they will explain it in a very nice way. So this will create an impression on the interviewer also. Also ask them to act like a manager or this and that, where they can answer, they can talk like that person, or give them some activity like this. Read and writing. So this is again, if the reading and writing habits, you must be knowing that if you have already written something somewhere, so that you can keep in the mind for the longer period of time. So if they are doing some readings, also ask them to develop the habit of writing. So this is very important. So whenever you are reading something or you are dictating in the class, so ask them to write it and note it properly. Peer learning. Peer learning again is important, as we already know. I'm just talking about one thing, this, and another one is this. That's a collaborative and cooperative learning. So these two things are kind of same, where we are learning from our colleagues, from the peer, the classmates, or any mates which we are having around. So in this case, what would I like to say, that nowadays students are it's very easy to make themselves connect with each other, that they can create a WhatsApp group or any other social media group where they can talk, and they can discuss about some projects or something like this. And you can also tell students that they can do like this by, basically, the thing is that some students may be good friends, and they can have different, I must say, interest. They can have a different interest area. In that case, uh, like if I know about something, I can tell you. If you know about something, you can tell me. So by taking advantage of each other's expertise, knowledge, we can increase ours. Sometimes, for example, if I'm not good at news, what's happening in the politics, I don't want to know. I don't like to read all this, but maybe my friend can tell me that this is happening nowadays and something like this. So ultimately, at least I have heard. I did not read because it's not my interest area, but being like existing in this world, I should know that what's happening in the politics also. So just for the general knowledge, I can learn something. For example, you three or four are friends. One is from marketing, HR, finance, whatever. So you can teach each other, or you can, exchange some ideas about uh, the types of the math, the terminologies of different subjects or something. Being a faculty, we know number of things already, but yes, still there are new concepts are coming up. How this AI is working with all those subjects or something. So anyhow, somehow, you may not be aware of everything about other subjects which you are not teaching. In that case, you can we can work together, like the people can work together and they can learn. Peer and sorry, there is one more thing, hands-on learning. If we talk about hands-on learning, how we do it whenever we are doing some practical exercises or workshop. We go for hands-on workshop where we can understand that yes, it is happening, and how this hands-on session are enriching our learning. So whenever you are teaching something, ask them to read it or study it more, or let them do it at that point of time only. As I've told you, the collaborative and cooperative learning, we can teach each other, we can learn from each other. So that is important. So, and ultimately, it is in the benefit of each and every one of us. Sometimes, for example, if we are writing a research paper, I'm good at something, you are good at something. Somebody can do the analysis, somebody can do the language work, somebody can do the theory part, something like this. We can create a good paper. So something like this we can learn out of this kind of activity. Review games or activities, you can ask them to review something like newspaper, novels, any book or any particular topic, and then we can discuss about it. Outcome based teaching, it is again, outcome based teaching is something where you are learning and you are doing some, it is it is ultimately something is coming out of it. So outcome based teaching is something where where the teaching or the education is basically what, so that they can, it can, the skills which are required, the knowledge which are required, they can learn and they can use it in the outer world basically. So it can be a traditional method of teaching, it can be a different types of teaching. So ultimately, we are giving them some, basic ideas that this is outcome, this is ultimately going to help you in somewhere. So outcome based education or outcome based teaching is a particular strategy which is ultimately going to help them achieve the goals in the longer run. It may not, it may be possible that at that point of time they may not be uh, you know getting some benefit of it, but yes, later it will be gonna help you. Okay, next one is participative teaching learning. As I have told you, it's just not like a lecture method should be followed, that you are just speaking and they are just listening, because ultimately this is how they do not get interest in the class. So let them be a participant of it. Means let them speak, let them ask questions, and let them initiate. In between, ask them to give some ideas or examples on some topics. You can initiate some discussion over any of this where they are participating in that. You can give them any activity where everybody is thinking or doing it. So this is how the participative teaching learning works. There can be some more like project based learning, jigsaws can be there, peer learning teaching is can be there, adaptive teaching, crossover learning, video classes, interactive lessons, flipped classroom. There are so many other activities are happening nowadays, and these can be different innovative teaching practices. And with the time, with coming with the AI and different analytics and everything, things are getting changed very much. Now, these were some methodologies, some pedagogies were there from my side, but there are few tips which I would like to tell you, which can which can start from learning to teaching, and which will help you to inculcate or add such kind of I must say such kind of a good environment in the class, and also they will be more adaptive towards yourself. So now let me start. Number one, A. Um, A stands for acknowledging their efforts. Whenever they are initiating, they are standing and speaking up, they are performing well, you should acknowledge. If they have achieved something, you should acknowledge. Number two, that is B. Start bond building with them. The students should feel like that sir or ma'am is coming, and they should feel like going to your class. So you have to develop such kind of bond that they should wait for your class. In that case, ultimately your teaching should be enhanced, your subject should be interesting. Not the subject, your teaching style should be interesting, and they should not get bored, right? They want entertainment. So it's not like that you have to dance, but yes, you have to make them dance. So they can again come with some ideas, ma'am, let's do this, let's do that. We can do this. Like they should come up, they should always ready with the homework. Everything should be there. So the just do some bonding exercises with the students. See, ignite creative thinking. Again, as we do the brainstorming session like this, we should always try to develop some or ignite some, that you should do something, think more, you should come up with the ideas, you should push them doing this. So ignite the creative ideology amongst them. D, that stands for develop these skills at the individual and personal level. So basically, you should always try to develop some more skills. It's not about your class or subject or syllabus, but yes, it's all about what you have developed in them. Then E stands for encourage. So encourage innovation and again creativity in them, so that they can go beyond the syllabus. F stands for friendly behavior. And there are two things which I have mentioned. One is feedback. So one by one, I will take. One is friendly behavior, but as I have told you, that they should not, you should not, you can have the friendly behavior with them, but don't let them be your friend, or don't try to be their friends. That doesn't matter whatever they are doing in their personal life. Don't try to be in or interfere in their personal lives. How are they when they are in the class, and how which kind of student they are in the class? So that matters. So I always say this, that be keep a friendly behavior with them, that don't be a friend with them. Okay. Next one is feedback. So there are two types of feedback. One is constructive and another one is destructive. When we punish these students, we give them some punishment, or in the form of doing some work or something, or whenever they are doing something, we are not acknowledging it, we are not doing anything good to them. Plus, if they are doing something wrong, or they have not scored the good marks, or we are just giving them, we are scolding at them, we are just making them embarrassed in front of the class, something, whenever something is happening, they will never like you and your class. Always try to give them some constructive feedback. Whatever they have done, whatever they have achieved, or whatever they have written, whether it is right or wrong, they may have scored 2 marks, or they may have scored 8 marks. So if they have scored 8 marks, it is always good to acknowledge them. But if they have not received good marks, it doesn't matter that you should insult them. You should always try to give them some positive feedbacks that why they did not get it. So you can, and don't try to point it out to someone personally. Always give a journal feedback that this could have been done by the students who did not achieve this much or something like this. So try to make a constructive feedback. Don't be destructive, or don't be so personal while doing such kind of things. G stands for grooming. You should always do this. Grooming activities and assignments or activities should be there. Students think that they have a good hairstyle or they might be having good clothes, and that is why they think themselves a groomed thing, groomed person. But it is not that. It is all about your communication, your body language, and there are a number of things which can be there. So by your teaching, you can always give them some tips, and you can also give them some activities where they can groom themselves. H stands for highlight. Now, the thing is that everyone is having something different in themselves. So try to let others. Sometimes there are some students who are good enough, but they do not speak in the class. They don't bother, they just come and go. So try to highlight their real avatar, that what they can do, how and when it can be participate. They can participate in some activities where they can, show their own talent. So always try to appreciate their or highlight their real avatar in front of others. I stands for interactive or interaction. As I told you, participative things. Let the class be interactive. Just don't be like a lecturer. Be just try to be a person who is giving instructions, but the someone who is taking the instruction, are they getting it or not? So make it interactive. Make them job ready. It's not like that only the person who is in the placement cell or somebody who is a soft skills trainer or something who is there in the college, so they are there to help them, or students they are responsible for making them job ready. But yes, there are so many things which has to be done, right? And number two, basically, each and every person who is there in the college, especially the teachers, you should always give them some tips how they can develop their social network, how they can utilize their social network or LinkedIn profile. They can groom themselves, where they can they can come up with the internships or full-time job, how they can develop their own profile, how they can prepare their CVs or something like this. You Anything which you are good at, give them those things. So try to make them job ready. This is also your responsibility. Knowledge. Knowledge is basically everything what they can know. Means you should always give them, uh, you know, uh, you should always push them to know things. As I told you, if they are in the peer learning system, we can learn from each other. Okay, you can ask them to have a meeting of different people from different streams, or any they can join some other clubs. Means teaching, there are so many good clubs which they can join. They can make a group of different students where they can learn from each other. So basically, ask them to know whatever they can know from wherever they can know. Linguistic development, as I have told you, nowadays students, neither they are good at English, Hindi, or any of the regional languages. If they are good at speaking, they are not good at reading. They are not good at writing. If they are good at writing, they may not be good at speaking. So ultimately, the development of languages related to linguistic development, it is overall development should be there. M stands for motivation. Motivation is the key to success. We all know that. Yes. Whenever they are doing something, appreciating them is good. Also keep them motivated, stimulate them for doing more and more and more. Networking, as I know that in today's world the powerful weapon is networking, where the connectivity can be done through different events. The social media is also one of the biggest platform nowadays where they can network with each other. They can connect each other for different things, and they can utilize those contacts in the future for their jobs and for their businesses if they are having. O stands for orientation. So orientation towards things around. Basically, sometimes we just work in a small area or in a small town or in our classroom. We do not think what's happening after that. Outside our classroom, outside our college, outside our community, outside our area where we are living in, outside our city, we really don't care. So, but people should know about it. Ask students to understand and learn more and more what's happening around them and keep themselves aware. P stands for personality. So not only the development but enhancement. If somebody is good at they are having a good personality, then ask them to make it more enhanced. Give them tips of doing it. Q stands for quality check. Whatever they are doing, you can keep a check on it, that are they doing it in a proper way or not. So the quality check is important. R stands for rewards. So if we talk about like appreciation, providing them awards, some benefits, giving them some points or something. So whatever they are doing for their achievement, we should give them rewards. It can be a big applaud as well. It's not just like that you are giving them some monetary, it can be non-monetary rewards. S stands for self assessment. So ask them to do it regularly, where they are standing, what is their position in terms of their SWOT, strengths, weakness, opportunity, threats, what are their personality, what exactly they know, are they aware of things which are happening. So let them do it. You don't do it, just let them do it, and keep an eye on them. Are they doing in a proper way? They should come to you for the counseling. You should keep an image something like this. Tracking. Tracking is on their activities, their curricular, co-curricular, or extracurricular activities. Sometimes the students in the class, if you are the coordinator of the class, you can push them. That if they are just studying and securing the good marks, it's good. But if they are not doing other things which are happening in the college, then somewhere they may lag behind. So
अभी नहाने के लिए कहाँ से दूँ?
in that case,
निकलवा के ला दूंगा अभी
basically,
थोड़ी
you
देर
should always keep an
में।
eye that are they participating in all type of activities or not. So if they are participating in other activities, they are not concentrating in the class or in subject,
तो नीलम को नाम ले कर
track on it, that are they doing it or not properly.
करे जो
U stands for understand. This is what again I would like to focus on with all of us, that understand their perception and don't impose yours. Some of you may be quite senior and maybe having kids at home, and some of us just do it. Most of the time we do it, that today's generation, they are not good enough, they are like this, they are like what we used to do with our teachers. You expect the same thing from them, the student of yours, but it cannot be possible, because the generation, the time has changed. When you have your kids, sometimes your ideology cannot be matched with them. So you may be you may heard from your parents or somewhere that you don't understand what we have gone through, what we have done, our sacrifices, and this. Yeah, we respect their sacrifices, but what they have done, it is not possible that we get the same situation. Or maybe in the same kind of situation, they may have got some other ideas or to come out with it. They may have a different solving method of it. We are doing it a different types of decision making. So don't compare. So just try to understand their the students perception, what kind of thing, why they are opposing your thing or whatever is happening. So understand their perception, and don't try to impose your decisions that no, this is what I have decided I have to do. You have to do it mutually. If you will be against them, or they will be against you, ultimately nobody will be benefited. So ultimately, in this case, I would like to say, always try to understand their persona, so that we can do as per their choice, and some everything can be smooth enough. We we stands for voice. Raise the voice, let them raise the voice. If they have some issue, let them speak, so that we can come out with the solution. Another one is versatile. Ask them to become multitasking. There are some students, again, as I've told you, they are just concentrating on the studies, they are not thinking about others. But ask them to do it. If we talk about some courses which are having just 3 or 4 hours of classes in the college, after that students get free. Ask them to join some internship, to some part-time job, or they can do some courses, certifications, anything like this. So ask them to become multitasking or versatile. Willingfulness to learn. So in this case, I would like to say, they should have like, obviously you have to put efforts in this, that the classes should be interesting or something like that, where they can have the willingfulness to learn. Also, motivate them to learn more. They should have a habit to understand, or whatever they don't understand about that, they should have this willingness that, yeah, I want to know, whether they are doing it by themselves or they are asking you. So this should be inculcated. X factor: identify and improve. X factor means that everybody has their own and unique talent. Something is there which is unique in everyone. Try to identify it and ask them to improve it, where they can do the excel. Then y stands for you know everything about yourself. Let them realize that they know whatever they know, and however they know everything about themselves. Means they sometimes some people are like, okay, you tell me what should I do. They should not have something like this. They should have a confidence on themselves, because ultimately the reality of a person is completely and truly known by themselves only. So let them have this confidence that they know everything, and ask them to work on it more and more. Z, comfort zone, basically. So give them a comfort. Means if they are in your class, they should not feel like going out every time. They should not think about that, yeah, I'm not comfortable, I'm not not good with this subject, because they just want to go out. They just sitting there just for the attendance. So if sometimes the students are not ready to learn, they don't want to study, you can give them a chance. Okay, let's do something else. You can have some activities which are related to subject, or kind of can be done in the class. So don't always be so pathetic. Don't try to be very very restrictive, very strict. Don't be like this. Be calm with them, and give them a comfort zone where they can talk to you. They can ask the doubts, they can discuss with you, and that things can be done in a proper way. So this is all about from my side. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I'm open for the question answers. If somebody wants to ask something, if anybody is having any doubt, they can ask me. Anyone wants to ask something? I'm waiting here.
Any queries, participant? Ma'am is waiting for that.
Thank you, Dr. Ankita. No queries as such, but what I understand is we be more of facilitative in giving the sessions than just the teaching of it. I could connect with everything that you said. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such informative and thank you